Welcome back to another episode of the Bong Rips and Butter Show. I'm the Stoner Wifey, and today we've got a special treat for you. Pork dumplings. Doesn't that sound great? Let's get to it. Our ingredients today for our pork dumplings are cabbage, garlic, ginger, we're going to use ground pork today, soy sauce, sesame seed oil, white pepper, and salt. And I've got our nice dumpling wrappers. I'm going to show you how to make pork dumplings from scratch, starting with cutting up our cabbage. Don't judge my cutting skills. Not too small, just a nice fine cut. We're just cutting it finely because it gives it a better texture. So just taking my cabbage here, putting it in our bowl. We're going to be adding a little salt. I'm going to toss it and that's going to help it dehydrate. Just taking my salt, I'm just going to drizzle it over. So I've got about 5 cloves of garlic. I'm gonna cut a little piece of ginger. You don't need a lot, and we're just gonna mince that up. Ooh, that garlic smell. Garlic and ginger together. You wanna mince the garlic quite finely because you don't want big chunks of garlic in your dumplings. Really cut it up into as small as you can get it. Really finely chopped. Now our ginger, we're just gonna finely chop up as well. Cutting ginger is a fucking bitch. Oops, did I say that? You can go to your local grocery store and get the mincer, which would make it a lot easier, but just try the best you can to get it as chopped up finely as you can. But I'm not gonna lie, I know you feel me on this. It's not the easiest. Now I have my chopped up garlic and my ginger, and I've let my cabbage dehydrate. So just before we get to mixing this all together, I'm just gonna show you guys in my bowl here. I've got a little bit of water, so we don't want that. We're gonna have to drain some of that out before we get to mixing. We're gonna have a little taste test, just taking a piece or two. You don't want the salt to be overbearing, so that tastes okay, so I think we're good. If not, it's too salty, rinse it out again, just to kind of get that salt dissolved. Just adding our garlic in here and our ginger. Make sure you break that ginger up. Again, like I said, you don't want big chunks of garlic and ginger. Okay, so now our white pepper, our sesame seed oil, not too much. Again, you don't want it overbearing unless you really like sesame seed oil. But I would just add a little drop, a little touch. And our soy sauce. I've got my ground pork here. I'm gonna be adding that in as well. Breaking it up, and we're just gonna mix this all together. My serious concentrated face, they call it. Everyone always says, why is she so serious? I like to get it right. So I've mixed that together quite well. That's what we're looking for there. Now the fun part. I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of flour first so they don't stick. Just like our buns, we don't want too much flour on the parchment paper, just enough to not let it stick. Also, grab a little pinch of water just to have when we're pinching our dumplings together. So just taking it again. So when you do this, dumplings are supposed to be fun. So we don't want to be too upset when we're doing this. It doesn't always turn out pretty, especially your first time, but that's okay. If you've got a cookie cutter, you can also make it in any design you want. You don't have to do it folding it like I have here. You can do it any way you want. Whoops, see, that's a little much. I don't want too much in there. But these are very delicate, so you really want to be careful. Almost put it in the middle the best you can. Dipping your hand in a little bit of water just on the crease there. When I'm closing these up, you really want to make sure they're closed. They're almost like pierogies, right? So you don't want a huge expanding mess when you bake them or when these guys go in the oven. This is a great activity you could do with your kids. Am I turning into a mom already? But seriously, if you need some help in the kitchen or one of your friends, it's a great little activity you guys could do together. It's really not hard and it's kind of nice. Just like baking, but we're making dumplings. Also, I should tell you, Butterbuds. Oops. Did you know that the Stoner Wifey, I've never had dumplings before? Now you're gonna wonder where I got this recipe from. Well, I have a great friend, Laurel. Shout out to Laurel today. She gave me this recipe. It's our first baking sheet done. So this is one sheet. I'm going to do another one. So for cooking them, I'm going to boil them and I'm going to pan fry them. We're going to do both. So our next step after we've got our dumplings ready is there's two ways to cook these. You can boil them in water or you can pan fry them. Today, I'm going to be showing you both methods. So these are our two baking sheets of our dumplings ready to be cooked. So we're just about ready to go. Our water's almost boiled. Our pan is ready to go. I have heated up some canola oil, about a tablespoon, but have your tongs ready to go to flip. I've got my water here. So I'm just going to start by placing enough to fill the pan. Just like that. And we're going to add the water. You want just enough water to cover, not cover the whole thing, but cover the ends. I'm just gonna put my lid on top of it. And as soon as they start boiling, that's when we're gonna flip them. It should take about 5 to 10 minutes. Keep an eye on it. So I've got my water boiling here. We're ready to go. Same type of thing, but we're gonna place them in the hot water. Once they start to float, you should know they should be ready. Not too many, but filling them up enough. Making sure they're sealed. You don't want them falling apart. This process should take about 5 to 7 minutes. As soon as they start to float to the top, that's how you know they're ready. So we've got our two methods going on here. I've got my pan fry and I've got my boiling water. If you look here, you can start to see the colors changing in the dumplings, and they're almost ready to flip. So our dumplings boiling are ready to go. They're all floating, as you can see here. So I'm just gonna scoop them out with an open bottom spoon, and we're just gonna place them on our plate. Careful, that's hot. So that sizzling is what we want. Be careful because it starts to get a little bit aggressive. So we're gonna start to flip them. It gets a little bit aggressive, so stand back, don't be too close to it. But that's what you're looking for. We want that nice golden brown. And we're just gonna flip these babies. That's a nice one. A little stuck together. Fudge. Moving on to our next round, I've placed them in our pan. Just gonna add the water. And you want it at about a medium-high heat. These are ready to be flipped, so I'm just gonna flip them. So these are perfectly ready to go. I'm gonna plate them and we're gonna have a look at both methods and see which one you prefer. Okay. These look great. These are pan-fried dumplings. So I've plated these, they're ready to be tested. I've got my pan fried and I've got my boiled. If you prefer a little dipping sauces, I have soy sauce and hot sauce. Great to have with your dumplings. Shall we try these? Maybe I should have dipped it. I'm double dipping because it's just myself here. I'm gonna be double dipping because it's myself here. Sorry, Ergen, nothing for you. Just kidding. Should we have a taste of the other one? A little slimier. So this is our boiled. I think I prefer the pan-fried. Not judging anyone who likes the boiled version. This was a super simple recipe to make. I really enjoyed this. Shout out to Laurel again for giving me this recipe. I had a lot of fun. Butterbuds, please make this, and I hope you enjoy this. Subscribe and like this video now.